Hello everybody. I've come on to just give a few tips on how to choose your makeup artist for your wedding day. Hopefully this will be useful to somebody. So here we go. So my first tip is to get a personal recommendation. So ask your friends, who did they have? Obviously this may be dependent on where you're planning on getting married. If you're getting married abroad, it might not be so easy to just choose the makeup artist that your friend had. But ask around, ask on your social media, and yeah, personal recommendation is really important. But also look at the kind of makeup that that friend likes, because if that friend has a very different makeup style to you, then maybe that makeup artist won't be ideal for you. But for me, personality is a really big part of the job. So if you actually like the makeup artist, then you're much more likely to feel comfortable with them. So personal recommendation, that's your first tip. So the second tip is similar to the first, but do you like them as a person? So try and follow them on Instagram if you can, or social media. Insta stories are a great way of getting to know somebody. A lot of people are using their stories to connect with their audience. So you might pick up a bit of information about them that is unrelated to their job. A lot of people share some personal stuff, and it just might give you a bit of an insight into who they are as a person. So number 2 is try and follow them on Instagram and get to know them as a person. Number 3, look really carefully at the images they're posting. If it looks too good to be true, then it probably is. So try to be clued up with what looks like it might have been filtered and what hasn't. I personally don't filter my images. Sometimes I brighten them, and that's purely because of dark shadows and things, and just wanting to make sure it actually shows the makeup in the best light. But that's not filtering, that is just brightening a photograph. So a filter is where it makes your skin look a million times better than in real life it might look. So if it looks too good to be true, maybe it is. So just have a really good look around at other images and other makeup artists, and just make sure that you're happy that the person's images you can see are real. The next one is budget. So budgets can vary massively. If you've got lots of money to spend, then great, you've got loads of choice. If you've got a really small budget, you might need to be a little bit more flexible on the kind of person you're choosing. So you might be going for somebody whose skill looks great. Maybe they are just really naturally talented at their makeup skill, but they may not have years and years of experience behind them. So just be aware that if you're going for someone that's a little bit cheaper, it doesn't necessarily mean that the end result is going to be any different, but they might not have that experience level that somebody who's been doing makeup for 10-15 years would have. Equally, if someone's doing something incredibly cheaply, there might be a reason for that. It might be that their hygiene isn't up to standard. It might be that they are not as highly trained as others. It might be that they just doing it for fun, which is totally fine. But those people who are doing it full time, really working hard on it, will be able to give what you're paying for the value that you want. So, you know, their kit will be in tip-top condition, and their skill set will be in tip-top condition. So just be aware of your budget, and make sure you're comfortable with the amount of money you're spending and that you're getting value for that money. And of course, just remember, when it comes to money, you're not just paying for somebody to turn up, do their job and go away again. You're paying somebody to communicate with you via email, to give you tips and advice on how to look after your skin in the run up to your wedding, to turn up at a very early o'clock in the morning possibly, to drive for miles, to come out of the weekends. You're paying for someone to have a website and a social media account to be able to, so that you're able to actually find them. You're paying for their training, you're paying for a high quality of kit, you're paying for all sorts of things. So it's not just that physical fee of turning up, doing the job and going away again. You know, it's not that hour that they're doing your makeup for. Okay, okay, so hopefully that has helped. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to do some videos on. I'll be more than happy to.